All right, guys. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the perfect diet that will get you absolutely ripped, healthy, and confident, 100% guarantee. You see, the truth is I spent year after year trying different diets. I'd listen to all these BS fad diets, these fitness influencers, these gurus. I tried If It Fits Your Macros, flexible dieting. I tried keto. I tried intermittent fasting. And I was just never able to get ripped, bro. I was never able to have a six pack like you guys see there. It wasn't until I stopped listening to all these guru fitness influencer advice BS fad diets that they just want to market shit that makes it sound marketable and makes it sound easy, but it's actually not the best way. It's not the perfect diet. I call it the optimal diet to get ripped, healthy, and confident. Okay, let's get started. So what do I mean by the perfect diet? I also call it the optimal diet. It is a diet that is meant to optimize and maximize your results towards these three things: being ripped, being healthy, and being confident. That's why I call it the optimal diet, because we're optimizing and we're maximizing our results. So this is only for people who want to look their absolute fucking best. If you don't want to look your best in the shortest amount of time possible, if you just want to get average results, then this video isn't for you. Okay, this is for the people that want to look great. This is for the people that ask me, what do I eat or how do I make transformations? So this perfect, aka optimal diet, it's meant to optimize and maximize you getting ripped, which means we're maximizing fat loss and muscle gain. There's a lot of diets that are only going to maximize weight loss and a little bit of fat loss, but they're going to completely fuck up your muscle and you're going to lose a bunch of muscle. Okay, that's not ripped. That's just called seeing the scale go down. That's not what I'm into, because it doesn't look good. And it doesn't even build confidence, right? Because you don't look your best. This diet is also going to optimize your health. We're going to optimize our hormone levels, our testosterone to estrogen ratio, and we're actually going to feel good. This is going to improve our health as well by the way that we're going to eat. And I'm going to show you how. And the third thing that we're optimizing and maximizing for is our confidence, okay? And that's because this diet directly impacts and improves your body composition. If you're skinny fat, if you got to do a total body recomposition, if you got to change your body composition completely, if you're like above 20% body fat, then you really need to pay attention to this video. Okay, because this is the exact diet that you need to completely change your body composition around. It's not just about seeing the scale drop, right? You have a lot of guys that say, I lost 30 pounds in 1 month. Okay, you lost weight, but you look like shit, right? Because they don't understand how to get ripped. They just understand how to make their weight drop, right? But they don't understand how to change their body composition, how to maximize muscle and fat loss at the same time. So we're going to discuss the 3 pillars of the perfect diet, the optimal diet. But before we get into it, you need to have an open mind. You need to have an open mind. Whatever you've been doing up to now has not worked. I want you to take a look at your stomach right now. Pause the video, lift your shirt up, and take a look at your stomach. That stomach is a result of the foods you've been eating, the ice cream you've been eating, the Five Guys you've been eating, the McDonald's you've been eating, the soda you've been drinking, the Rice Krispies you've been, all that shit that you've been eating. That stomach is literally a result of the foods that you've been eating. So any objection that you might have as to what I'm about to say, I have one simple question for you. How has that been working out for you? You're obviously watching this video, probably because you're not happy with the way you look, probably because you're not ripped, probably because you don't have a six pack. Maybe you've tried before, and maybe you were like me where you tried different things and nothing seems to work. You see all these guys on Instagram, all these influencers getting ripped, looking lean, and you just can't seem to get there, right? I need you to stop holding on to things that you were doing before or that you thought you knew, because obviously it doesn't work, right? So any objection, oh, can I eat ice cream once a week, or can I still have a cheat meal every now and then, or that's not true because this fitness influencer, bro, everything that you've been doing up to now, look at your stomach, look where it's led you. So respectfully, shut the fuck up and take some notes. I've been following fitness content, following fitness influencers. I was a personal trainer. I've been obsessed with diets for years, and I've tried them all. So I'm here to tell you the absolutely perfect diet to get ripped, confident, and healthy. Here we go. Pillar number 1 is whole foods. Chicken, steak, fruits, as we're going to talk about, even some types of bread, salmon, all these fruits, all these meats, all these carbs, complex carb sources. Pillar number 1 of the perfect diet is understanding that your diet is going to consist of whole foods. And I'm going to explain to you exactly why. You see, for the longest time, I would follow these fitness influencers, right? And I know you watch them too. You're going to see them eating Rice Krispies. You're going to see them eating cereal with whole milk. You're going to see them having cheat days. You're going to see them eating cheat meals multiple times a week. They're eating a bunch of processed, simple sugar carbs, Rice Krispies, a bunch of shit, right? And I would copy them, right? But I was never able to get ripped. I was never able to see my six pack following If It Fits Your Macros or flexible dieting. Okay. And you might have tried the same thing. You might see these guys having cheat meals and cheat days. So you go to the gym, maybe you do a little bit of cardio, but you're still indulging in these foods that you think are okay because you see these fitness influencers do the same. But what you don't realize is these guys have top 1% genetics. These guys, some of them are on steroids. And you're not. You don't have top 1% genetics. Because if you did, you wouldn't be watching this video. For most people, If It Fits Your Macros and flexible dieting is not going to get them a six pack. It's not going to get them lean. It's not going to get them shredded. It's not. Because these guys have elite genetics, right? And I tried it for years. So your diet must consist of whole foods. Stop eating processed junk, sugar, simple carbs. And I'm going to explain to you why. Eating complex carbs versus simple processed sugar junk, okay? Your meal plan is going to consist of whole foods, complex carbs, sweet potatoes, white potatoes, rice, brown rice pasta, certain types of bread. You do not want to start eating fucking simple processed sugar carbs, the same shit that you've been eating up to now that has gotten you to where you're at. You're fat, you're skinny fat, your hormone levels are probably fucked up, your energy levels are fucked up. Your body composition sucks because you've been eating the Rice Krispies, the cereals, the ice creams, the shakes, all this shit, bro. And for some reason, you still think that you can eat all of that and change the way you look. You need to cut all of that out because here's what's happening, okay? The more simple processed sugar foods that you eat, the worse your insulin sensitivity becomes, which basically means that your body stores all those carbs as fats, as opposed to storing those carbs inside the muscle as glycogen. Secondly, the more simple processed sugar junk that you eat, the more times that you elevate your insulin significantly higher, which means you also store more body fat. So if you're eating complex carbs instead, like sweet potatoes, white potatoes, rice, like we talked about, you're literally optimizing the carbs to be used as fuel for the muscle and not stored as fat. That's number one. And number two, you're storing less fat because you're not spiking your insulin all the way up and you're maximizing your insulin sensitivity. Okay. So already off the bat, we have a major difference from eating whole foods versus consuming simple processed sugar junk. Okay. If you want to eat sugar and you have a sweet tooth, I highly recommend to eat fruits multiple times a day. I'm like about 9% body fat and I eat fruits like 2 to 3 times a day. Okay, fruits are the best natural sugar that exists. Okay, instead of eating shit desserts and processed sugars, which you eat now, you eat the ice cream, you eat the cheesecake, which is the reason you look the way you do, bro. So what makes you think that doing the same thing is gonna get you a different result? Okay, you need to switch all that shit out and we're gonna incorporate fruits instead. There's people online that say fruits are bad for you. All right, and this is what I talk about. People like to market shit. Okay. You should be eating fruits every day, 100%. It's great for your digestion. Not only that, it helps control cravings and it's good. It's good sugar. It's a good source of sugar. All right. And then healthy fats, which actually helps make testosterone. When you're eating all this junk food, you're fucking up your testosterone levels. A lot of you guys don't get morning wood. A lot of you guys have problems with your testosterone. It's because of the processed junk that you're eating. Your flexible dieting, your If It Fits Your Macros, right? If we're eating whole foods like avocados, eggs, beef, you're literally maximizing your testosterone production, which is highly necessary for burning fat and building muscle. So just right off the bat, you can already see how much more impactful it is to actually eat whole foods as opposed to eating this fucking processed junk, simple sugar carb, okay? It's a big difference. All these small differences add up to 30% better results. Then you'll get people asking you, bro, what are you doing? Or they'll start telling you, oh, you just take steroids, right? I have people all the time to ask me, yo, what are you doing? Some people on this channel be telling me that I take steroids, right? But what they don't understand is that all of these minor differences, they add up in the grand scheme of things. You'll have people that tell you, oh, you don't need to eat whole foods. That's a bunch of bullshit, right? But I want you to think about it like this. A 5% improvement in gym performance because you're eating complex carbs, which gives the muscle more glycogen, which gives you a more sustained energy source, right? So we're getting a 5% improvement in gym performance. We're getting a 5% improvement in insulin sensitivity because we're eating complex carbs. We're not spiking our insulin. We're priming our insulin levels, right? We're getting a 5% improvement in testosterone production because we're eating healthy fats, which actually help produce testosterone. We're getting a 5% improvement in muscle protein synthesis because we're actually eating better source of amino acids, right? And we're eating protein more constantly from a whole source. We're actually getting a 5% improvement in storing carbs as glycogen versus fat. So we're not storing as much fat. We're getting a 5% improvement in our body functions because we're actually intaking higher micronutrients from whole foods. And we're getting a 5% improvement in energy levels in order to burn more fat and a better thyroid function, which burns more fat. So what the hell does that mean? That means that at the end of 2 to 3 months, you're going to get 30% better results than everybody else. And this is what people don't understand. All these little results that you think don't matter, look at how much it adds up. Look at the difference, bro. A 30% difference is a major difference, bro. Right? And that's what you guys need to understand is all these little differences that you don't think are a big difference, they add up and they compound. And at the end of the 12 weeks, when you're done with your cut, this is what separates the people who look great from the people who never make it. This is what will make the difference between someone who gets a six pack and someone who doesn't. It's literally that, okay? Now, pillar number 2, the optimal diet consists of higher protein, okay? 1 gram per pound. Look at that salmon. If your mouth doesn't get watery looking at that chicken and the eggs and the beef, there's something wrong with you, bro, okay? There's a current trend in the fitness industry to underconsume protein. People are going to tell you, oh, you don't need to consume 1 gram per pound. You can do 0.8. You can do 0.6. You can cut your protein in half, right? But you're literally not maximizing your fat loss, nor your muscle gain capabilities if you're doing that. You're leaving gains on the table. You're not burning as much fat as you could be, and you're not priming your metabolism. And these are all scientific facts. I'm going to explain it to you, okay? Protein has a thermogenic effect. The more protein you eat, your body has to work harder to digest and convert that into energy, which means you're burning more calories. So your metabolism is getting sped up and it's getting primed, okay? So the more protein you consume, the better it is, right? It also has a satiating effect. So it keeps you fuller for longer, which means you feel less hunger, which means you don't get as many cravings, which means you can actually stick to your diet, okay? And it also has a fat burning effect. The more protein you consume, the more muscle you build. The more muscle you build, the more fat you burn. Think about that. The more muscle that you have on your frame, the more calories you burn at rest. It primes up your metabolism. Okay. So this is why it's important to keep protein at 1 gram per pound of body weight. I don't know why this is such a hard concept. People now, they want to fucking try to reinvent the wheel. Okay. The reason I'm able to get great results very fast is because I keep my protein high. 1 gram per pound of body weight. You're literally going to have a thermogenic effect, a satiating effect, and a fat burning effect that you would otherwise not have if you're undershooting your protein. You should be eating 1 gram per pound of body weight. Okay, that's the second pillar. Non-negotiable, bro. 1 gram per pound of body weight. You can get that from meat. You can get that from whey protein powder, right? You can get that from eggs, which is a great source. You can get it from a lot of different places. Just don't get that shit from McDonald's and don't get that shit from Wendy's or Five Guys. You can even get that shit from sushi, as you guys saw in the thumbnail, right? Sushi has raw fish, great source of protein. Whole foods, guys, whole foods. The last pillar of the optimal, the perfect diet is 4 to 5 meals a day. Okay, and this is where it gets controversial for some guys. For some guys that don't want to accept the truth that I'm about to explain. Despite what these fitness influencers would tell you, eating once or twice a day is not optimal for getting ripped. It's definitely optimal for dropping weight in certain cases. If you just want to drop weight, if you just want to see the scale go down, by all means, go ahead and do intermittent fasting. By all means, go ahead. But our goal isn't just to drop weight. It's to get ripped and actually look good. If you actually want to look your best, intermittent fasting is not going to get the job done, bro. You're leaving so many gains on the table by doing that. And I'm going to explain to you why. This is why intermittent fasting or eating 1 meal a day does not work best when it comes to getting ripped. Because you're missing out on spiking your protein synthesis enough times during the day. This is literally proven science. Literally, bro. The more times that you eat protein during the day, you spike something that's called protein synthesis, which is the signal sent to the body to repair itself and build muscle. If you're only eating once a day, you're only sending that signal one time a day to your body. Versus if you're eating 4 or 5 times a day, you're sending that signal to the body multiple times a day, which flips that switch on. Hey, build muscle. Hey, repair yourself. So this is the problem with intermittent fasting is you guys are leaving fucking gains on the table. You're spiking your protein synthesis one time and I'm spiking it 5 times. After 12 weeks, who do you think is going to look better? Who do you think is going to build more muscle? Who do you think is going to burn more fat? Think about it. The more muscle you have, the more fat you burn. It's not going to be the guy who's intermittent fasting and only spiking his protein synthesis one time. And I already know I'm going to have guys in the comments. Oh, I do intermittent fasting and I look great. Let me see your pictures. Do you look better than me? Probably not. Let me see your pictures. Do you have a six pack? I doubt it. I'm not saying that you can have a six pack doing intermittent fasting, but what I'm saying is you're not maximizing your muscle at all, and you're not maximizing your fat loss either. You're leaving gains on the table. Why? Because you're not maximizing your protein synthesis. The body can take advantage of spiking protein synthesis up to 5 times a day, and they proved this in a study. Okay, after 5 times a day, you don't really get an advantage from spiking your protein synthesis again. But you can spike your protein synthesis up to 5 times a day. So intermittent fasting people, don't get mad at me, but you're literally leaving gains on the table. You're leaving gains on the table. That's why the third pillar of the optimal, the perfect diet is to eat 4 to 5 meals a day, because you should be having protein 4 to 5 times a day, whether that's eggs, whether that's tilapia, whether that's shrimp, and then you want to have a shake or whatever the fuck you want, however you want to break it down. You need to eat 4 to 5 meals a day if you want to look your absolute best and maximize getting ripped as fast as possible. Again, I said if you want to look average, if you just want to see the scale go down and look all sucked up and dry and not look your best and not look muscular and ripped and leave gains on the table, then this video is not for you. But this video is for the guys who actually want to look their best, right? Do not do intermittent fasting. I did intermittent fasting for a whole summer and I got so sucked up and skinny, bro, because I'm naturally a skinny guy, that it was absurd. It was outrageous. I lost a shit ton of muscle and I was eating like a pretty good amount of protein too, right? But it's not optimal. The reason 4 to 5 meals a day works best is because of the constant spike in protein synthesis. And we're also getting a constant influx of amino acids so that the body doesn't catabolize muscle. When you're doing intermittent fasting or you're only eating once or twice a day, there's going to be a period throughout the day where there are no amino acids in your bloodstream. Okay. And so the body is going to start pulling amino acids, breaking down protein from the muscle. But if you have amino acids in your bloodstream, your body's not going to break down your muscle, right? So it's the best way to preserve muscle, especially in a caloric deficit. If we're cutting, which I assume we are because most of you guys are fat. If we're cutting, 4 to 5 meals a day works best. It also accelerates your metabolism and your thyroid function by eating more frequent meals throughout the day. You're literally burning more fat if you eat more frequently throughout the day, bro. Because in the long run, you're going to spike your metabolism more. The more that you feed it, the more often that you feed food the body has to work harder to digest that food. And when the body works, it spends more calories, which speeds up your metabolism over time. So the long-term effect is that you're actually going to burn more fat if you eat 4 to 5 times a day. Okay, you're going to burn more fat and you're going to build more muscle. This might sound counterintuitive, right? Because a lot of you guys are on the intermittent fasting, but a lot of you guys just do that shit because you're fucking lazy and you don't want to cook. That's why you guys do that shit, right? But literally, bro, the 3 pillars are whole foods. Number 2, 1 gram per pound of body weight. And number 3, eat 4 to 5 times a day. Okay? You need to reassociate your relationship with food. You've become addicted to processed junk and sugar. All of these companies, bro, they pay millions and millions and billions of dollars in marketing, in chemical formulation, finding the next chemical that's going to make us addicted so they can make more profits. That's literally their job. And they've made us addicted to their foods. I don't know if you guys have ever picked up a fucking Dorito, but try putting that shit down. It's almost impossible. What the fuck are they putting in the food, bro? They're putting things in it to make you addicted. It causes brain fog. It fucks up your fucking testosterone production. It makes you addicted to the food. So you might be watching this video and you might be like, oh, this is just unattainable for me. I'm not gonna be able to eat whole foods because I just love eating processed junk foods. I was right there with you, bro. I was the same way. But it wasn't until I realized, you know what? The way I've been eating hasn't gotten me results. The way I've been eating hasn't gotten me a six pack. The way I've been eating hasn't gotten me the way I want to look, right? So you need to understand that you've become addicted to the way that you're currently eating. Okay. The reason that you're at where you're at with your body is because of your eating habits and your food choices. I get people that say all the time, oh, can I go eat ice cream? Can I go eat McDonald's once a week? Can I do this? Bro, all those foods have caused you to look the way you do right now. What makes you think that if you keep doing that, it's going to help you change your body composition? What makes you think that? Right? When you're trying to change your body composition, whether you're skinny fat, you're overweight, and you've been trying to fix this for a while, you need to take control of the situation. And you need to be honest and be like, bro, all these foods that they've been fucking feeding me and I'm addicted to, that shit has not gotten me anywhere. And that's not what's going to get me to look the way that I want. You need to eat whole foods, man. You need to eat whole foods. And you know what? Have a lot of fruits in there if you have a sweet tooth, man. Have a banana, have blueberries, have raspberries, have watermelon, man. It's healthy sugars. But you need to literally reassociate your relationship with food. You need to change what you're doing now and not hold on to the things of the past, which have led you to exactly where you are, like I talked about. Einstein says that the definition of insanity is expecting different results while maintaining everything else the same. You cannot maintain your eating habits the same if you want to look different, man. You know what I'm saying? So those are the pillars of the perfect and optimal diet. If you're wondering, how do I get results? Oh, you have fast results. I hate when people tell me that, man. People tell me, oh, you have fast results. You know why I hate when people tell me that? Because they don't see that I just eat healthy and I just track my meals. And I think that that's doable for everybody. And it gets me mad because they're just not willing to do that. So they try to say that you have some sort of special discipline when in reality, they just lack the discipline. Okay? So I'm literally giving you the free information, bro. If you truly want to change your body, if you truly want to fucking snap out of the matrix, that the food that they're fucking feeding you that's making you addicted, that's causing you to feel like shit, that's fucking your testosterone up, that's screwing up your energy levels, your brain function, your body function, that's not allowing you to look the way you want. If you want to stop all that shit, the information is here. Okay? But you need to reassociate your relationship with food and understand, you know what? This food no longer serves me. Eating fast food no longer serves me. Eating ice cream no longer serves me. Eating all this shit that I've been eating, it hasn't gotten me to where I want to get to. And I need to come to terms with that. And I need to make a change. Because if I don't make a change, nothing is going to change. Being honest, right? And then you'll see these fitness influencers, like I used to see, and they used to throw me off the path. Because I used to use them as an excuse. You see, they do it. You see, they have cheat days. They have cheat meals. And I would have my cheat meals and my cheat days. And I would never make progress. I would never look the way I wanted to. Never. Because I didn't have their genetics. So I had to put in the work and I had to find the real way to actually get fucking ripped, to maximize my muscle and maximize my fat loss. And this is it right here. All right. So if you took something valuable from this video, bro, like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to have way more content coming out, bro. But this video is literally the perfect and optimal diet. I cut out the BS. I cut out the fad diets. No marketing bullshit. This is the straight truth. What will you do? Hop on board, bro. Southpaw Huncho. Checking out. Peace.